afternoon, sir. Hello. Could you turn off your car for me, please? For my safety and yours. Also, do you have a license and registration?
Over here.
You know how fast you were going back there, sir?
I do not, sir.
I caught you going 27 and a 25.
Oh.
That's a bit outrageous if I do say so myself.
Sorry. I don't know what I was doing. I was just messing around a bit.
I'm gonna take these and then I'll be right back. I'll
Alright.
see what you got going. Here you go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Could you open up the trunk for me?
Do you have a warrant, sir?
Yes, sir, I do. Could you just open it up for me,
Could I
please?
see the warrant, please, sir?
Sir, open up the trunk.
Sir.
You don't want any accidents today. Thank you. I'll be
Yeah.
right back. Thank you. Sir, what's this?
I'm not sure, sir.
Could you step out of the car for me,
I
please?
suppose. What's going on? So what's going on, though? Can you tell me?
Can you explain this?
I have no clue where that came from, sir.
I found this in your trunk, sir.
Sir, I don't think those are mine.
Come up here.
Okay, what's going on?
You're being arrested, sir.
For what?
Mushrooms in your car?
Yeah?
That's illegal in the state of Iowa.
Oh.
You have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. I'll have you speaking with a judge here pretty soon. Come with me, sir. Come with me. Take this nice and easy. Do this the easy way or the hard way. Take a seat, please, sir. Watch your head, watch your head.
All rise.
Order in the court. I call this meeting to session. Officer Warren, please present the evidence.
Yes, Judge. On December 19th, year zero, I found this here bag of mushrooms in Mr. Morty's car.
Okay.
I pulled him over, took his license, registration. He was all good. I pulled him over because he was speeding, and I noticed something in the back, and I found this here bag of mushrooms.
Okay. May I have the bag of mushrooms, please?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Morty, now defend your case.
On December 13th, year zero,
Okay.
while I was driving, I was not going over the speed limit too much to be pulled over for speeding. According to the officer, when I got pulled over, he said himself, I was going 27 and a 25. That is not enough to get pulled over, nor does it constitute a search of the vehicle. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. With the evidence that Officer Warren presented me, and with what between you two have said, I sentence Morty to death.
No!
Year December 13th,
No!
year 1.
Order in the court. We call this court to meeting at 5 in the afternoon on May 15th of year 1. We have received an appeal on February 6th from Mr. Morty on appealing his sentence to death. Mr. Morty, may you please explain?
Thank you, Mr. Judge. I feel it's against my constitutional rights as an American citizen for this man to pull me over and search my trunk. There was no need for it, and it was against the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution.
Objection!
Overruled. Mr. Morty, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. As I was saying, the Fourth Amendment says that an officer may not search a vehicle without reasonable doubt. This man had no doubt and no reason to search my vehicle, so there's no reason for him to be in there finding my stuff. I also believe it was against the Eighth Amendment, which is cruel and unusual punishment for for me to be sentenced to death for going 2 miles over the speed limit and having shrooms. And finally, it was against the 14th Amendment, which is for the state cannot take away my life, liberty, or property. And they take away my life and my property. Thank you.
Officer Worm, please rise and prepare to answer some questions.
Yes, Judge.
Officer Worm, do you have a reason for pulling Morty over?
Yes, Judge. I caught him going 32 in a 25.
Objection.
Let's hear it.
This man, when I got pulled over, stated himself it was only 27 in a 25.
Officer Worm, were there speeding cameras at the location?
Yes, Judge. I caught him with my radar gun going 32 miles per hour.
That was not my question. Were there speeding cameras at the location?
No, Judge. There were not any speeding cameras.
Which brings me to my next question. Officer Worm, when has the last time your radar gun has been adjusted?
I do not recall ever adjusting my radar gun, Judge.
Okay. So is it possible that your radar gun was off?
That is a possibility, Judge.
Okay. I believe that speeding alone is not enough reason to search a vehicle.
Well, I saw something in the back of his car. It looked
Objection.
Let's hear it.
There was nothing to show that there was anything in the back of my car. The trunk was closed and there was nothing in the back seat.
Okay. Officer Worm, please continue.
I noticed a small baggie in the back of his car.
And how did you see this bag?
With my eyes, Judge.
Please, Officer Worm and Mr. Morty, take a seat.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
The jury may now make a verdict. All of those in favor of Mr. Morty being guilty, raise their hand. All of those who are in favor of Mr. Morty being innocent, please raise their hand. Okay. Mr. Morty,
Yes, Judge.
Officer Worm,
Yes, Judge.
the jury has found Mr. Morty to be innocent.
No! No!
Open up the trunk.
Okay. Sorry, sir.
Open it up.
It's open.
You don't want to be shot here. Make it look like a bloody accident.
What? There goes the bag of
I
weed.
have the evidence.
No, no. I got that.
The shrooms.
Pop them in.
Scoop them up.
Objection.
Let's hear it.
This man, when I got pulled over, stated himself it was only 27 in a 25.
The speeding cameras don't lie, Mr. Morty.
Apparently officers do. Officer Worm.
I want to continue, but I can't.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, Mr. Judge. So, I submitted my appeal mainly because I felt it was against the Constitution.
Objection!
Overruled.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, Devin, come on. Devin, you're in the mood.
Okay. With the evidence?
Do it again.
Whoa, cowboy!
It's a shroom.
Okay. With the evidence that Officer Warren presented me, and with what between you two have said, I sentence Morty to death.
No!
Yeah! December 13th,
No!
year 1. Give him the L.
Okay.
That was good.
That was chaotic.
That was great.